the heavenly dragon message here. Human want to follow whatever happened in heaven, in the sky. Because ancient people treat whatever happened in the sky and the stars as some sign from heaven, or the indication. We need to, as human, little human, we have to be humble enough to follow it, right? Remember that one, February 2nd? Now that dragon the full dragon is jumping out of the horizontal already. That's the heavenly dragon. So that's how people on this day, on Duanwu and Double Five Festival, people had this dragon boat competition. Very popular, very common community activity is the dragon boat competition. Well, nowadays it's becoming very popular kind of knowledge. Say that this competition is for memorizing or to honor one of the greatest poet in Chinese history. His name is Qu Yuan. Drowned himself in that river. It's on the same festival day, which is Duanwu. So people on that day, before the dragon boat competition, they just quite some sticky rice dumpling into the water. And they say to the creatures, including the dragons in the river, said, here is the food, the great food we dedicate to the divines between heaven and earth and our ancestors. Now we dedicate to you guys as your food for the whole year. Okay, that should be enough for you. Please don't eat up Mr. Qu Yuan's body. That's his people show their love to this great poet, great official, who wouldn't see the collapse of the state, who wouldn't see his people suffering. But on the other hand, actually, this festival, this Duanwu, this Double Five Festival, actually has a much longer history, at least 2,000 years longer history, even before this great poet was born. That's another side of the story. Okay, so that's how that day people not just eat the sticky rice dumpling and do the competition. There are another three things people do, utilizing three treasure to protect themselves. That three treasure was utilized to warding off the evils. But before getting to that, I wanted to tell you the other side of the story of the Dragon Boat Festival. I said it is at least according to the history of, based on the study from some very famous scholars study, at least 2,000 years or even longer time before Qu Yuan, the poet, was born. This dragon boat competition is there, and eating sticky rice dumplings there already. And because to remember, when we talked about the February 2nd, Long Tai Tou, the 2nd of the February, in the east of the sky, the star formed a shape of a dragon. The head of a dragon started to emerge, coming out. That's the day, and people go to take a haircut, a thorough bath, take a good shower to clean them up, because dragon raises its head. The heavenly dragon raises its head. Human want to follow whatever happened in heaven, in the sky, because the ancient people treat whatever happened in the sky and the stars as some sign from heaven, or the indication. We need to, as human, little human, we have to be humble enough to follow it, right? Remember that one, February 2nd? Now that dragon the full dragon is jumping out of the horizontal already. That's the heavenly dragon. So that's how people on this day, on Duanwu and Double Five Festival, people had this dragon boat competition. Follow the pace of the heaven. Follow the pace what happened in the sky. That's older and more authentic cultural connotation of this competition. All right. And also because of the sticky rice dumpling, need to also devote it to the dragon inside the water, in the river or in the lake, whatever water you are using to do the competition. So the great poets, the story is later developed because people in that Chu and that state of Chu Guo, those people focus on that story. They want to show their respect. They want to honor the poet and the official who loved them very much and show their respect to this great man. But this heavenly dragon totally jump out of the horizontal, and that's the time of this festival, the same time, and people do this dragon boat competition. That's a broader and deeper and longer history of the cultural connotation of this festival.